In the southeast, we're hosting a party at the Bluebell Railway in West Sussex. Natalie Graham is there now. And Natalie, there's a special expected to arrive any moment.
That's right, Rob. A very special arrival indeed here at Sheffield Park station. The Pudsey Express. On board will be 130 passengers, all of them fundraising heroes who've been raising money for some very important causes. We'll have a word with them when they get here, but Steve here has the job of bringing her in. And just briefly tell us what you're going to do, Steve.
What I'm going to do now is I'm going to ring the bell once, because the train's coming into platform 1, and that warns the station staff to get ready to take care of the approaching train and make sure the passengers are clear of the platform edge. OK, well, let's see what's happening out on the platform. We should have some people who've been raising money for children in need today, and you've been working in Sussex, baking cakes, I hear.
Yes, we've been at East Sussex County Council, and the team has raised £574 with baking cakes and raffle.
Now, they're Pudsey cakes, but with a twist, is that right?
I made Pudsey ghosts, so they are coconut macaroons with icing on the top, and then different coloured dots to do the Pudsey bandana.
Thank you very much. A lot of cakes have been baked. A lot of onesies have been worn today. We'll be seeing a lot more of those later in the programme. But Roy here is the chairman of the Bluebell Railway. So thank you very much for letting us come and take over your station and your track today. It's an important year for you, though, isn't it?
It is indeed. I mean, after 30 years, we achieved the #1 aim of getting back to East Grinstead. So we've had some huge occasions, and this is just further evidence of what we've done. So welcome.
I mean, the British Rail closed this line in 1955. You got up and running pretty quickly, not you personally, I know, but they started restoring the line. But all the way through those decades, you've been waiting to open the line to East Grinstead.
That's right. I mean, the original plan was to open the whole 17 miles between East Grinstead and Lewes, and we couldn't do it all. We did it in stages, and we finally got back in March this year, back into East Grinstead after all, 30 years of hard work.
And in a word, it's been a big success, hasn't it?
A huge success. Thank you.
They've had a lot more passengers here since they opened the line to East Grinstead in March. By May, they'd had something like 30,000 people here. That's a rise of 36% on the number of passengers they had on the Bluebell Railway the year before. So Ellie Price now reports on the work they've done here and the work they've still got to do.
I like the noise and all the fire and all the steam puffing out of the funnel and the whistle.
A bit further down the line there was a tunnel which we went through, and all the smoke coming out was fun.
They're much more interesting than the modern ones. They make a lot of noise and I just feel excited by them.
And this has been an especially exciting year for the Bluebell Railway. The reopening of the 2-mile stretch linking East Grinstead with the rest of the line, the result of a £4.5 million project that took 4 years, and links commuter line with Heritage Line.
It's made a phenomenal difference. We've started to attract a lot more people to come and see the railway down from the London area. They're arriving from Croydon and Victoria and London Bridge by train and travelling on our services. Overall, though, our numbers have almost doubled this year compared with previous years.
It's helped businesses in East Grinstead too, even if they accept more needs to be done to coax visitors from the platform into the town centre.
The Bluebell need to get people into town because they have some of their trains come up which are full, and people don't get off them always, and people can't get on because it's full, so they're encouraging people to get off the trains and walk up. We want to turn East Grinstead into a destination. And we have a lot to shout about, and we're doing that, and we'll be shouting more about it.
Sitting in a carriage, first class of course, that's more than 100 years old, moving along a piece of track that hasn't been used for 55 years. You could say it's like travelling through history. But it's a story with plenty more chapters to come. Ellie Price, BBC South East Today, on the Bluebell Railway.
So here she comes, the Pudsey Express. We've been waiting for her to arrive Many weeks, and here she is. You can see lots of important passengers on board. All of them are special fundraising heroes. This train is one of the smaller ones of the Bluebell Railway and one of the first ones they bought when they opened the line back in the 1950s. So in a moment, I'm hoping some of these passengers will get out of their third-class carriages and we'll be able to have a word with some of them and find out, come on out, what they've been doing today. Pudsey can't even get his head out the window because it's far too big. Hello there. Welcome to Sheffield Park Railway Station. How was your journey?
Very nice, actually.
Are they comfortable, those seats?
Yes, very.
And tell me why you got to be special passengers on the Pudsey Express.
Well, because we raised £62 at our church by selling cakes, and then my friend's mum's company doubled it, so we made £124.
And how did you do that? By making cakes? What kind of cakes?
Just little cupcakes.
Lots of lovely cakes.
They always sell, don't they? They're always a winner. Well, we're going to move down along the platform. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Welcome to Sheffield Park. Why are you a fundraising hero?
Because the children have been dressed in their onesies all day at school, so the whole school raised loads of money, but we didn't have time to print the cheque. But they've had a great time on the train, haven't you?
I like your spotty onesie. Did you get very warm at school wearing onesies all day?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what was that train like? Right, you were in third-class carriages, but were they okay? Were they comfortable?
Yeah, they were really warm.
What are they like compared to modern trains?
Better.
You think they're better? You didn't look very sure. You think they're good?
Yeah.
Better than the train.
You enjoyed your journey?
Yeah, thank you.
Right. Well, there are lots of people here who've been raising money all day, lots of onesies that have been worn, lots of cakes that have been baked, and lots of people who are keen to talk to Pudsey. We'll be hearing more from them throughout the evening. But for now, Rob, I'll hand you back to the studio.
Natalie, we'll look forward to it. An evening of cake and onesies, marvellous stuff. We'll be back with Natalie and Caddy with the weather as well later on in the programme. Well, that's all from the studio now, so I'll bid you a very good weekend and indeed a very good Children in Need night. Let's join the celebrations at the Bluebell Railway with Natalie and, of course, Pudsey Bear.
Welcome back to Sheffield Park Station on the Bluebell Railway. I'm on board the Bluebell herself, who's been turned into the Pudsey Express for the evening. Now, this was one of the first trains, as I mentioned earlier, that the Bluebell Railway acquired when they reopened after the closure of the line in the 1950s. She's rather a small engine. Look who's here. Hello, Pudsey. Let's talk to some of the people who've been raising money today. Lots of you have, I know, across Kent and Sussex. Hello there.
Hiya.
Now, you've got some beautiful children here, and they're the reason you've been raising money, am I right?
Yeah, we've always been fundraising since they were born, mainly for the Oliver Fisher unit, but since children, we've gone for Children in Need this year. And what did you do this year? What did you bake for school?
Cake.
And what was on your cakes?
Pussy bear cake.
And did you share them out with all your friends?
Yeah.
And we done a raffle as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
Oh, and we've got some, as well as some cake baking, and look, more onesie wearing. There's a bit of a theme developing here this evening. Now, you've been holding a slave auction at your school, haven't you?
Yes.
And you managed to get some Year 12s to do some jobs for you.
Yeah, the Year 12s is going to do the slave auction for us. They're the slaves. We like to do betting for them.
Well done. Thank you very much to everyone who's been raising money. We're going to have a look now at what some of the rest of you have been doing for Children in Need today.
Happy, spinning, clapping, laughing, dancing in the blackness of magic. Get it, have it, bag it, throw yourself on the airplane and fly like magic. No sleep, no chance, no need, forget about it. One life, live free, big dreams, we're all about them. You're finding it, take it in, it's all here. You and me, no one else, nothing else but us right now. Nothing else but you and I. Ain't nobody else. nothing else but you and I. To me ain't nothing else. There ain't nobody else. You and I, no one else, nothing else but you.
Thank you to everyone who's been raising money today. We do appreciate it. However big or small the effort, it all goes to very worthwhile causes from across the southeast, all of them helping the children who really are in need. Well, let's talk to some of our fundraising heroes. Hello there. Wow, £1,137. Who have you been raising this for? How have you been raising this? I should be asking. We know who you're raising it for.
Well, we raised it by doing
A pyjama day,
cake sale and a raffle.
Right, and where have you been doing that?
Rushing Meadow Primary School,
And where's that?
Carshalton.
Lovely, thank you very much. That's fantastic. And what have you been doing, supporting this lot?
Yeah, definitely. I made sweet trees to raffle because I've got like sweet tree business. I've been doing that for them. Helping her with cakes. We made loads of cakes, didn't we? You do loads because you work for the school.
It was all the kids though. It was all the kids' effort. They organised it all.
didn't they?
We've never celebrated children in need before, raised money for it, and they wanted to raise the money. Their target was £500, and they have raised a fantastic amount.
Wow, so you've got some very generous people at your school. I mean, how did you manage to raise so much, do you think?
I don't know how much we raised. It's probably because we wanted to do it for a change, and it's something that's going to disadvantage children across the UK.
And did you get parents to give money as well, or just the pupils?
Parents as well, because when we done nursery, the kids couldn't do it, so the parents done it for them.
That's the thing. You have to ask the parents to dig deep. But as you can see, we've got lots of cheques here tonight, lots of happy faces, people who've really done a lot of hard work to raise funds for such important causes, not children in need across Kent and Sussex. Now, it's been a fantastic day, weather-wise, for fundraising. It's been bright and sunny.
I'm not hearing anything.
And it's also been fairly cold. It's getting colder here on the platform at Sheffield Park Station, but we're still happy. We're still going to be here throughout the evening. Let's see then what the forecast is. Caddy Lee Preston is here somewhere. I've heard she's in the engine shed.
I'm with Len, the station master here at Sheffield Park. Len, these are magnificent. Tell us a little bit about them.
The two locomotives behind you are both South Eastern and Chatham locos, and they're kept in their pre-First World War livery. That disappeared when the war broke out.
Well, they look absolutely brilliant, but I hope they don't mind getting too cold, because by Jove, it's going to be cold tonight. Currently, temperatures are about 4 degrees, and with 12 and a half hours to go before the sun pops a little head above the horizon again, it's only going one way, down. It's getting so much colder overnight tonight. I would say probably down to freezing for many of us, and that's an air temperature of freezing, which of course means an air frost as well as a ground frost. Also some fog patches as well. So weather-wise tonight, at least it's going to be staying dry. We've got sort of hazy moonlight in the sky and temperatures slowly dropping away until they get down to freezing away from the coast and freezing away from larger towns as well. So I do think many of us will wake up to a ground frost, but also a little hint of air frost in places and a few shallow fog patches as well. But it does mean we start the day tomorrow with the sunshine. A beautiful day through tomorrow. Lovely, lovely sunshine. But sunshine at this time of year is a bit of a trickster, you see, because she looks beautiful, but she sure as heck doesn't feel it. Temperatures tomorrow only getting up to 8 or 9 degrees, similar to really what we had today, but with a slightly less biting wind. So a lovely day for Saturday, and I would say it's certainly going to be the prettier day of the weekend. Sunday's a bit of the ugly sister of the weekend. It's going to be much cloudier and temperatures only up to 8 degrees, but at least it looks like it's going to be staying dry. Things get much more exciting as we go into next week. Monday, it's turning wetter. Not a great start to the new week, but a wet wet day for Monday, and it's Tuesday when things, you may have seen it in the papers, things are turning much, much colder. I think Tuesday's going to tickle our goosebumps a bit, with temperatures only getting up to 4 degrees as a top temperature. Certainly cold enough for snow, but I don't think we're going to have any showers to produce the snowflakes. So we've got some interesting days, a beautiful weekend, certainly for Saturday. Monday's going to be wet, but Tuesday is when things turn so much colder. So Saturday gives us the sunshine, and in a good children in need vein, I've done my bit and made it sunny. It's your turn now. Donate some money. Back to you, Nat.
Thanks, Caddy. I tell you what, thank goodness for steam trains, because they keep you warm. The steam trains here are keeping us all warm tonight. We're having a great time, aren't we? Yeah! We're going to stay here, whatever the weather, for the rest of the evening. Join us throughout the night on BBC One, live here at the Sheffield Park station on the Bluebell Railway. Hello and welcome to the 2013 Children in Need party at the Bluebell Railway. We're here because it's been a very special year for the railway. They've reopened the line to East Grinstead for the first time since it shut in 1955. We're also here to celebrate the fundraising that's been taking place across the southeast today. Now, you lot are from Dartford, but you took a train journey earlier on the Pudsey Express. How was it?
It was really good, yeah.
It was amazing. Yeah, it was really good.
You're in third class, but it was comfortable, yeah?
Yeah.
And you've been raising money for Children in Need for a long time, haven't you?
We have, yes. I run the Young Stars Musical Theatre Company, and we put on a show every year. And up to date, since 2007, we've raised over £22,000.
Well, thank you very much. And I hear you're Kaniki.
Yeah!
What a great part. Let's move on down the train. Hello, guys. Where are you from?
Rodmell.
From Rodmell in East Sussex.
Yeah.
And what have you been doing today?
We've been going on the train. Yay!
And what did you do before you came on the train? It looks like you went to school, did you?
Yeah.
And what did you do there?
Playing and writing.
And then raise some money.
Raise some money, a non-uniform day, and we've done a cake stall.
OK, and a quick mention for the NatWest team across East Sussex. How much have you raised?
We raised £1,472.81.
That's fantastic. And you're from Rottingdean.
We are,
the
yes.
Rottingdean branch, but those are branches all across East Sussex that raise money. Let's have a quick word with Matt, the train driver. Now, you brought the Pudsey Express, a very special service, into the station earlier. Tell us a little bit about the train.
Oh, she was built in 1910 by the South Eastern Chatham Railway. She's an absolute delight. Great charmer.
Now, how long have you been driving steam trains? You started here when you were a teenager, didn't you?
Yeah, I was about 11 when I started first down here in the 9F Club. I've been doing it about 14 years now.
So was it a dream come true for you to start driving your first steam train?
Oh yeah, a little bit.
So this train actually comes from Kent. She served on the South Eastern and Chatham line.
Yes, yeah.
And she's quite a small engine, isn't she?
Yeah, she's a little one, but she's quite capable, what we need her to do.
Does that mean she's easier to drive than some of the others?
Yeah, she's not too bad to drive.
And one little bit of history, she was one of the first engines that the railway had here when they reopened after the line was closed in the 50s.
Yes, the first one we bought was Stepney, which is just round the corner, and then we purchased this one soon after.
OK, well, let's move along the platform and speak to some of the charities across Kent and Sussex who've been benefiting from the money that you've been giving to Children in Need. And keep it coming, by the way, because we really do need it. You're from Hastings, aren't you, Claire?
Yes, we're all from Hastings, yes.
And you're from Interplay?
Interplay, we're from the Hastings Adventure Playground in the All Valley. At Hastings.
And tell me a little bit about what you do there, because it's quite important work, isn't it?
Yeah, we run an adventure playground. All the children here come on a regular basis. They have some freedom, they use tools, they run about, they play zombies. They do all sorts of things down there. And we're really happy to be here this evening.
And why are you there? What do you do that they wouldn't have if you weren't there?
Well, what we run is a place where they can come to. They know they're always welcome there. We do free play opportunities. We do messy things that they couldn't do at home. Painting.
Cameron, I know you really want me to have a word with you, and tell me what you like about going to Interplay.
I like about Interplay because you get some freedom away from your parents, and you get to like make dough and everything, and it's just really fun, and it's like the place I go to every day apart from Fridays.
Thank you, Cameron. Keep the money coming. He wants you to donate. We're back here later in the evening. Welcome back to Sheffield Park Station on the Bluebell Railway for our Children in Need fundraising party in the South East. Now, this year, we are giving special attention to the fundraising heroes, the people who've gone the extra mile. They haven't just baked some cakes or worn a onesie. Carl, you shaved your hair off this morning, didn't you?
Yeah.
Tell me why you did it.
One, to raise money, like you would. And two, I have social problems with talking and stuff, so I used to use my hair to hide away from all that. So, big change, I guess.
Can you show us what changes you made this morning? This was all done at 11 o'clock this morning at a hairdressing salon in Brighton. Thank you so much. How much have you raised, do you think?
Last time we looked, it was just over £500. So he's had 12 inches taken off, and he's donating the hair to the Princess Trust so it can be made into wigs for children with cancer as well.
So this is an important thing for Kyle because he was kind of, as he said, hiding behind his hair.
Yeah, he's got fetal anticonvulsant syndrome and he's got autism, and that causes him problems with social communication and sort of interaction and high anxieties, and they're all part of it. So he's been hiding behind his hair for about 2 years now, and he's just started at North East Manor School 2 months ago, and they haven't actually seen his face yet, so
they're going to get a shock when you go back to school on Monday. Now, another school is Crawley Down Village School, and we've got some pupils who've come from there. Hello. Now, what have you been doing today?
Wearing pyjamas at school.
And it wasn't just you who wore your pyjamas, was it? Who else wore them?
Miss Donovan.
Miss Donovan. Now, who is Miss Donovan?
Our headmistress.
And tell us what she wore to school today.
Minnie Mouse pyjamas. Minnie Mouse onesie.
It was a onesie, wasn't it? So there you are, Miss Donovan from Crawley Down Village School. The head teacher wore her Minnie Mouse onesie, and you've raised lots of money, haven't you? So well done, Miss Donovan, and all the pupils at that school. Now, there's been a lot of onesie wearing, it has to be said. It's pretty hard to avoid them here at Sheffield Park. But you're not wearing onesies. Where are you from?
Harlands Primary School in Haywards Heath.
You're in Haywards Heath, and what did you do today?
We've raised over £600 already, and we're still doing it. And I've been running the length of the Nile of our school field.
Running the length of the Nile? How did that work in your school field?
We didn't do it each. We did it we halved it between everyone.
I'm going to ask a dangerous question now. How long is the Nile? Any idea? How long did it take you to run the length of the Nile?
4 weeks.
4 weeks? Well, that sounds like a pretty long river. Let's have a quick chat with some of the other people. Hello, where are you from? Carshalton, and you raised a lot of money. Look at that, £1,137 for children in need. Hello, where are those brownies that have been noisy this evening? What have you been up to? What have you been doing? Anything?
We went on the Pugsy Express.
Did you? Now, we haven't told you about the Pugsy Express. It was here earlier. It's our special service bringing all the fundraising heroes into the station. It was their treat for going the extra mile for children in need. She's a beautiful train, and when she came into the station, it was a really special moment. 130 people on board Bluebell, one of the original trains here at the Bluebell Railway, and on board was Pudsey and all his fundraising heroes. We're having a wonderful time here. Join us later on BBC One. Welcome back. Guess what? We're at the Bluebell Railway at Sheffield Park Station with some of Pudsey's fundraisers. But also here are some of the people who've been helped by the money you've been giving to children in need. Louise, you're one of them. You were in care and you've had a lot of help from a charity, haven't you? Explain what's happened.
So I've since I was 12, I've had support from the Young Lives Foundation. They've always been there. When I've picked up the phone, someone will answer it. They've supported me and they're just amazing.
It's difficult enough being a teenager, but when you're in care, it's even harder, isn't it?
Yeah, it is hard because you are separated from the crowd quite a lot and you do feel like you're judged. But coming to Young Lives, I didn't feel any of that.
And that was really important.
Yeah.
And Steve, you're from the foundation.
Indeed.
And this is a critical time. Growing up in care and then leaving care is hard, isn't it?
Absolutely. I think all young people growing up in the care system value independent support, which we're able to provide at the Young Lives Foundation, and particularly leaving care. It's a very difficult time. So thanks to BBC Children in Need, we've been able to support more young people recently and make a difference to the children across Kent.
Lovely. You can see how much it means to them. Let's find some other people aboard the Pudsey Express who've been helped by the money you've been raising for children in need. You're all from Muddy Wellies, aren't you? Hello.
Hello.
Rebecca, explain what you do.
We're a community farm working with disabled young people and disabled adults and helping them to learn about horticulture and have lots of fun on the farm.
And how does horticulture in particular make a difference to their lives?
Oh, well, actually this young man who's at college was doing a very basic level, and now because of the work that he's been doing with us, he's actually going to go on to do a BTEC. So he's been learning all about various things. What do you like best, Alex?
All about boots.
You like the boots, and what can you do?
Garden.
You can garden and you can do digging.
Yeah, and boys and girls, boys.
You're mixed with the girls and boys. And what do you like, Jamie?
I like the tractor and I like seeing it do lots of sorts of jobs like ploughing, topping and rotivating and grading. That's why I like tractors.
And obviously gardening, growing things gives them a sense of satisfaction.
It does. They grow in self-esteem and confidence, they make lots of friends and they actually learn lots of new skills. Skills that are good for jobs.
OK, thank you, Muddy Wellies. Now, we've got a special thing to do now, and I'm going to get Matt, who's on the train, the driver, indeed, of the Pudsey Express, to help us. Matt, come out with me. I think you've got something you're going to bring with you. Now, have a look at this. This is the plate, am I right?
Yeah, the plate at the front.
The plate in front. This was on the Pudsey Express earlier this evening, and I'm going to bring you along past all our fundraisers to somebody who I've met before, because Jonathan, you're a veteran of Children in Need fundraising, aren't you?
Yeah.
Tell us what you've been doing today, first of all.
Well, today cakes. We've been doing cake sales and our church in our town, and we sold lots of cakes and we raised about 62 quid.
He's raised £62, but the important thing about Jonathan is he's been doing it for year after year. So Matt is going to present you, Jonathan, with a little gift. Come on and give it to him, Matt, because he's...
Thank you.
That's for you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Baking cakes, wearing onesies, whatever you've been doing, however big or small the sum, it all matters. So keep the money coming, and we'll be back here later in the evening. Bye-bye. So our fundraising heroes took a trip on the Pudsey Express earlier this evening. She's leaving now, sadly. Neil from the Bluebell Railway, thank you very much for having us.
It's been a pleasure to have you and for us to be part of the event. Thank you for coming.
And this has been a very special year for you as a railway, hasn't it?
It has. We finally opened to East Grinstead after 50 years of trying. It's been a great year for us, very busy.
Thank you very much again for having us. Well, thank you to all of you who've raised money for children in need. Wherever you are, however much you raised, it all goes to a very good cause.